Economic recovery? Zero Hedge. 13 of the biggest retailers in America are closing down stores. 13 retailers or 13 of the biggest retailers? Right, these are the big ones. Submitted by Michael Snyder via the Economic Collapse blog. Barack Obama recently stated that anyone that is claiming that America's economy is in decline is, quote, peddling fiction. Well, if the economy is in such great shape, why are major retailers shutting down hundreds of stores all over the country? Last month I wrote about the retail apocalypse that is sweeping the nation, but since then it has gotten even worse. Closing stores has become the new hot trend in the retail world, and space available signs are going up in mall windows all over the United States. Barack Obama can continue huffing and puffing about how well the middle class is doing all he wants. But the truth is that the cold, hard numbers that retailers have been reporting tell an entirely different story. Earlier today, Sears, Sears, I'm telling this has been going, they've been dragging that carcass around for years. Sears is absolutely finished. It's just, I hate to say it, a matter of time. I mean, they've been dragging that carcass around for years again. How many more years can they drag that sucker? I don't know. Earlier today, Sears chairman Eddie Lampert released a letter to shareholders that was filled with all kinds of bad news. Eddie, did you not hear what Mr. Obama said? Are you peddling fiction too? In his letter, he blamed the horrible results that Sears has been experiencing lately on, quote, tectonic shifts in consumer spending. I need to blow my nose. Alright. In a letter to shareholders on Thursday, Lampert said that the impact of tectonic shifts in consumer spending has spread more broadly in the last year to retailers that had previously proven to be relatively immune to such shifts. Walmart, Nordstrom, Macy's, Staples, Whole Foods, and many others have felt the impact of disruptive changes from online competition and new business models, he wrote. And it is very true, Sears is doing horribly, but they are far from alone. The following are 13 major retailers that are closing down stores, some of them left and right. Number 1, Sears lost $580 million in the fourth quarter of 2015 alone, and they are scheduled to close at least 50 more unprofitable stores by the end of this year. Number 2, it is being reported that Sports Authority will file for bankruptcy in March. I could see that one coming as well. Some news reports have indicated that around 200 stores may close, but at this point it is not known how many of their 450 stores will be able to stay open. For decades, Kohl's has been growing aggressively, but now it plans to shutter 18 stores in 2016. Number 4. I feel like I should use that voice. Remember, I don't know if they did this across the nation or if this was just the Tampa area, but I think it was back in the day. Remember Casey Kasem, radio announcer? And he would do the top 5 at 9, and they had that kind of like robotic voice. Number 4, and then play like the number 4 song on the radio. Number 5. I feel like I had to talk like that for these poor retail outlets closing their doors. Number 4. Target has just finished closing 13 stores in the United States. Number 5, Best Buy closed 30 stores last year, and it says that more store closings are likely in the months to come. And one of their competitors, CompUSA, has closed. That was done, I think, at least last year, maybe the year before. Can't remember. Maybe it was last year. Shut the store down, stores closing. Then they had their online only system and one single store, I think, in Miami. And those are gone now. They've sold off to PC Mall. So your competition got gutted, some of it, and you're still in trouble. Well, if you have a bad economy, it doesn't matter about your competition. You're going to have to tighten the belt anyways. So that's exactly what's happening. Office Depot plans to close a total of 400 stores by the end of 2016. And how many employees work at each of those 400 stores? The next 7 examples come from one of my previous articles. Number 7, Walmart closing 269 stores, including 154 inside the United States. Kmart closing down more than 24 stores over the next several months. They've already closed a bunch. Anyways. JCPenney, number 9, will be permanently shutting down 47 more stores after closing 40 in 2015. JCPenney, Sears, all of that, you can bundle them all together. They are all walking dead men. And yes, part of it is because of places like online shopping, Amazon, etc. Macy's has decided that it needs to shutter 36 stores and lay off approximately 2,500 employees. Number 11, The Gap is in the process of closing 175 stores in North America. Aeropostale is in the process of closing 84 stores all across America. America! Number 13, Finish Line, sneaker store mostly, right? Has announced that 150 stores will be closing down over the next few years. These store closings can be particularly cruel for small towns. Just consider the impact that Walmart has had on the little town of Oriental, North Carolina. The town and country grocery in Oriental, North Carolina, a local fixture for 44 years, closed its doors in October after a Walmart store opened for business. Now, 3 months later, in less than 2 years after Walmart arrived, the retail giant is pulling up stakes, leaving the community with no grocery store and no pharmacy. Though mom and pop stores have steadily disappeared across America, or the American landscape, over the past 3 decades, as the mega chain methodically is how it should have been spelled, expanded, there was at least always a Walmart left behind to replace them. Now the Walmarts, underperforming ones, naturally, are disappearing too. So you have a shop that's been around for 44 years, everyone likes it, they go to the shop, their Walmart shows up, man, hey, Walmart's got cheaper prices than you guys, man. I'm glad you've been here for 44 years, but I gotta go where it's cheaper. My money has to go further. I love you, but I'm sorry. 2 years later, now they're gone, and both, Walmart and the other stores are gone. How did that work out for you people? It reminds me of 2008 gasoline prices skyrocketing, as Lindsey Williams correctly predicted. And people, especially the truckers with the diesel fuel, $4 and change, $5 and change for a gallon of diesel. They're flipping out, protests, you name it. People said, all right, we got a solution. We'll make biodiesel. because we can make biodiesel for, you know, whatever it was, $3.25 a gallon to you. You know, that's with our profit included in there. So we need to get $3.25 a gallon. Oh, okay, all right. They got some of these truck drivers to sign up. They started production. It wasn't a huge thing, but they started. They saw, right, there was a gap that needed to be filled. Super high prices of gas and diesel. We're going to make biodiesel using vegetable oil, you know, used grease oil, you know, vegetable oil from restaurants, as well as farming. Just converting it right into biodiesel, you know, corn and stuff. And then what happened? As Lindsey Williams, I gotta say, you know, also predicted and said, by the end of 2008, beginning of 2009, gas prices, barrel of oil will be about $50 or less a gallon. After it was already 150. Of course, everybody laughed on him, but it happened. And what happened to all those truck drivers? Hey, $3.25 a gallon, man. That was better than $4.50 and $5. These guys came to bail you out with your high gas prices. Guess what happened? They had to close up shop. The truck driver's not gonna say, look, I appreciate you selling me this diesel, this biodiesel for $3.25. Especially when gas I was paying $4.50. But now it's under $3 a gallon. It's $2.80. It's going down for $2.50. Man, I appreciate it, but I'd be foolish to do that, because now it's going to cut into my profit as a truck driver, and I can't do that. Sorry. And the biodiesel companies went belly up. It was short-lived, wasn't it? So you can see that the automatic default route for people to take, where can I get this the cheapest? Where can I buy this loaf of bread the cheapest? Where can I buy this phone the cheapest? Where can I buy this little gadget doodad the cheapest? Where can I buy freaking anything the cheapest? Even at the expense of what used to be there, at least you had a place to go, being gone now. And the new cheaper guy also is gone now. And that's Walmart. So now this town has literally nothing. And that's what happens when competition shows up. Right? Competition shows up. Who's going to be better than who? At the very least, if you match prices for the most part, you should do okay. You may have to fire some people again, because now you're splitting the revenue, so to speak, with the new competition, which would be Walmart. But the bottom line is you don't do enough business with the suppliers as Walmart. You might as that local Walmart store, but you don't as a giant Walmart does globally and even nationally in this country. They're able to get stuff pennies above cost. Product cost stuff from where they're buying it from cost. The company that's manufacturing it. Like almost. You, on the other hand, you have one store in the whole world. You ain't getting stuff for pennies or whatever, right? It's not happening. So naturally, you do what happens in all situations like that. I got to close up shop, guys. We had a nice run. It was 44 years. Big giant Walmart came in. They realized this ain't very profitable for us. Or maybe they weren't even making profit there and just decided, well, that's enough reason for us to get the hell out. And they picked up shop and took off. Now you have this little town without a freaking grocery store. So what's going to happen? That gap will be filled by somebody. Somebody's going to come in there and open a grocery store. And I'm going to say now, I wouldn't be shocked or surprised if whoever it is comes in there, opens a store, and the people have sticker shock as they go through that store and see what it costs them now for groceries, because that company is not going to want to be leaving. Isn't going to want another Walmart to come in and kick them out. So they're going to have to get their profit now. Hopefully that doesn't happen that way. At the very least, somebody will go in there and open up a store. It's guaranteed. There's always somebody there when there's demand for something. It's just sad that you have a mom and pop shop that's been there for 44 years and a big giant vampire squid like Walmart comes in with their Chinese made complete and utter garbage products minus the food, not including the food, and just cleans house. Everything that you buy in Walmart, Chinese garbage, Chinese junk, toys and little doodads for your house, and I need a little towel rack. It doesn't matter what it is. It's junk. It is garbage from China. And the sad thing is, it don't matter if you go to any other store these days. It's the same garbage. It reminds me of when you go to the flea market. And you're like, man, every freaking person here is selling the same little junky 50-cent, again, Chinese toys, or little racks, or a little towel, whatever it is, and let's just go down a whole freaking different aisle. Let's go down, cut a right, go down 2 aisles, make a left. Let's go down another aisle. Let's just get in another area. You see different faces, different people selling stuff, but the same garbage, the same junk. Man, I just saw all this crap over there in the other aisle. So it becomes, well, which one is cheaper? And you really find out, at least in the flea market, well, there's crap's $1, and the other place is crap's $1. I'm over here right now. It's the closest thing to me, so I'll buy it here. Can you imagine if China pulls the plug on us, ultimately, and decides solely to work with the BRICS nations and the rest of the world? Because again, when they're having these meetings with these other countries, we are not there. We aren't even invited. We can't even inquire, for the most part. And if China decides at any day to pull the plug on us, yeah, America will rebuild. We'll become strong. We'll have our own stuff again inside, American made. But there's going to be a transitional period. That's going to suck. That's going to be painful. And that's why I got my precious metals. Take care.